and you're about to hear from the challenges that women face in business. Again, I'm going to ask our panelist to introduce herself, the hats that she wears, and then to share on the experiences of women in business for 5 minutes.
For Africa Reform Institute. Over the span of my career, I have occupied several corporate corporate leadership positions in different organizations. And I must say, just that path for any woman is not a very easy path, especially if you're coming from a very strong rural background like I do. So part of what I do in terms of motivating women for leadership is writing. And I speak a lot in terms of how women can come from backgrounds that are very shadowy, backgrounds that have a lot of baggage, that have a lot of brokenness and just a lot of abuse, to that place where they can build confidence and be able to lead not only themselves but also lead other women. So one of the reasons which inspired me to take on the position of leading organizations that empower women is because I came from a background where it was not heard of, especially from the rural setup where I grew up, for women to even be driving or women to be leading anything of any sort. And when you come from that background, you then also put yourself always in the background. So even when you join an organization and you are selected or given an opportunity to lead anything, you actually feel that it's very humble for you to say, mama di kuregedza, varume vatungamira. I think it's more proper because of the protocol and the way that you have been socialized. So coming from that background and having worked in commerce and business, you then find that when you have to interface with so many other stakeholders, you tend to do that from an apologetic stance. And this is where then I thought, how do we mentor women to actually realize the power that is within them in spite of what they've been through? So when I write and when I share my story, I don't share it from a place of pity or from where I want people to feel sorry for me, but from a place where we are saying, how do you find the purpose that is within you? How do you find your life assignment? And when you find your life assignment, how do you then take others with you on that journey? So even though I put on so many hats, including a pastoral hat, where I then work with spiritual development for women and generally anyone really, we're then saying, how do you connect with that inner person and how do you allow that spiritual anchor to help you to launch to the next level of where you're supposed to be, and that is a place of significance. Beyond all of that, in my work, the emphasis is to say, how can I shift paradigms so that there is transgenerational impact? As Honorable Mtangwa has already said, we need to be making space for the younger women. How are we allowing for that interface and intergenerational transfer? This was my burden when I founded Women Politicians Incubator Zimbabwe in 2010, to then say, are there deliberate mentoring efforts for younger women who also want to be involved in decision-making processes? Most of the women that I work with in my personal development capacity are women who have gone through a lot of pain, a lot of abuse. These are women who are not so sure if they've got what it takes. And I have found that the strength that we have as women is that natural ability that we have been given to not only reproduce, but also to incubate and to nourish and to amplify ideas. But we don't often take that platform where we allow ourselves to be amplifiers of ideas. So in summary, I call myself a paradigm shifter for transgenerational impact, because I believe that I want women who can begin to shift their paradigms, the way that they think, the way that they see themselves, and be able to change not only the narrative for the woman in Africa, but also just be able to hand over something for the next generation. So I think in a nutshell, That's pretty much who I am and what I do. Thank you very much, Timbe.
Thank you, Cynthia. It really is important for each of us to understand how to find our life assignment. And that understanding comes to us as women.
These and other stories, visit our website www.263chat.com. Follow us on Twitter @263chat and like our Facebook page 263chat.